Hello everyone, I am here to present to you another Star Wars Top 5 list, and this is my first post The Force Awakens Top 5 list, and for this one we'll be doing the top 5 most shocking moments that happened in The Force Awakens, and obviously this list will contain spoilers, so if you have not seen the film, go watch it, then come back and revisit this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with number 5. So for number 5, I selected the instance where Rey uses the Force on the Stormtrooper on the Starkiller base. I think this scene is very significant because this is one of the first really big showings of power that Rey has in the series, and it's very significant in that regard. We saw that she initially struggled with it a little bit, but then she eventually was successful and was able to escape. I really enjoyed this moment, and it gives us confirmation that Rey will most definitely be our main Jedi to follow, and it kind of gives us an idea of the extent of her powers, even though she's untrained. I honestly didn't expect her to do that. I don't know where she came up with that, whether the Force was willing her and that's what she came up with, but it worked and she was able to escape, and like I said, it's a great showing of power, and it's very interesting to show us a character who really doesn't have a lot of experience with the Force learning to use it and master it, and someone who hasn't had any real formal training. I think that that's a very interesting thing that The Force Awakens has going for it, is it's showing us very amateurish uses of the Force with people that are very powerful in the Force, but that haven't really got the training that's necessary to become a Jedi, which we got to see with Luke in the original trilogy, and I'm glad that they brought that back here with Rey showing her Force abilities and being able to escape. So at number 4, I have the Ben name reveal, and that is of course that Kylo Ren, the main antagonist of The Force Awakens' real name is Ben Solo, and that he is indeed the son of Han Solo and Princess, now General, Leia Organa. This really was an emotional scene, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, but I think the significance of his name is very important as well. Him, of course, being named after Obi-Wan Kenobi, because in the first Star Wars, Han Solo was very skeptical about Obi-Wan Kenobi. He thought he was just kind of a foolish old man, and now we see that he even named his own son after him, and I think that shows a lot of respect to him, and I think it was an appropriate and great callback while also being a very bittersweet moment. I really loved in the film that Han and Leia were really the only people that had hope left for their son, and that they believed that he could turn to the light side yet again. And while it didn't turn out too well, I think that that's still a very interesting dynamic, and interestingly enough, Vader kind of succeeded where Kylo Ren failed here, and I think that that's very interesting, and we'll go more in depth about that later on in the list. For number 3, I have selected the Starkiller base destruction. Now, I didn't see this coming. We all knew about the Starkiller base, but I thought for sure that it would be sticking around for future movies, but that is obviously not the case. The X-Wings were successful in helping, with the help of Chewbacca, in destroying the Starkiller base, and it's gone now, and I don't think that it will be coming back. I think that for them to bring back a new one as far as storytelling goes would be a little bit out there. I don't think that we'll be seeing another Starkiller base, but at the same time, it was very shocking for me that it would be destroyed in the first film. Not a bad thing, but definitely came out of left field for me. I think that going into the movie, I assumed that they would attack the Starkiller base and damage it significantly, but that it wouldn't explode, which of course it did end up doing. I also thought the Starkiller base was very interesting, drawing its energy from suns. I thought that was great, and I love that it was able to destroy multiple planets at once. That's also very interesting. At number 2, I have another thing that totally came out of left field, and just sitting there in the theater and really taking it in for the first time, I was just thinking, did they really just do that? Did they really just destroy Coruscant and the Republic? And yeah, they totally did. I also thought that General Hux's speech right before they fired the Starkiller weapon was great. We can definitely tell that he has a lot of passion and that he believes in what he's doing, and in a way he believes that what he's doing is right and that he's destroying tyranny, and I think that that's interesting as well. But seeing Coruscant just be demolished was crazy. I know that a lot of people don't have a whole lot of love for Coruscant because of the way it was in some ways too heavily featured in the prequels, but I still kind of grew to love Coruscant, and of course being the home of the main Jedi Temple in the prequels and having a lot of significant events going on there, and where the Empire initially rose, seeing it go is a bittersweet moment. It's nice that we won't have to see a lot of the politics that the prequels went into, but at the same time, there's still some awesome moments that were shared on that particular planet, and to see it go, I think I said it before, it's a very bittersweet moment. So for number one, I think it's fairly obvious, and it would be number one on everyone else's list. It is the death of Han Solo. I think that this is hands down the best scene in the movie. It's a very emotional scene. In fact, in the second viewing, the second time that I went and saw the movie, a girl absolutely wailed when Han Solo got stabbed. And it's very, very sad, and it's very, I don't want to say gruesome, but it's also something that kind of comes out of left field, but kind of not. Again, with Kylo Ren asking his father for help, essentially, in killing him, and Han Solo saying that he'll help him with anything, and Kylo Ren telling him thank you, and Han putting his hand on Kylo's face, or Ben's face, and then falling off of the little platform they were on, was very, very sad, and it's definitely a sad moment to see Han Solo go, and very shocking as well. He just stabbed them right through the heart, it looks like, and very gruesome, very quick, and a very, very sad death. And like I said earlier, Kylo Ren failed to redeem himself in this movie, and I think it will be very difficult to bring him back to the light in movies to come. I think the thing that made this scene the best was that Kylo Ren saying that he knew what he had to do, but he wasn't sure if he had the strength to do it, and Han Solo kind of interpreted this as he wants to come back to the light, but he's not sure that he's able to. But it turned out that Kylo Ren, in his mind, thought that he had to kill Han Solo to solidify himself in the dark side of the Force, to stop this conflict within himself, to stop himself being, quote, torn apart between the light and the dark. And again, he eventually chose the dark side of the Force, and he paid for it in the end, with Rey defeating him in a lightsaber duel and besting him. But at the same time, we lost Han Solo, and that will be something that the Resistance and us fans will not soon forget, and is one of, behind maybe the Darth Vader Luke son reveal, one of the most shocking moments in Star Wars history. So anyway, guys, leave your top 5 most shocking Star Wars The Force Awakens moments in the comments down below. Again, feel free to put spoilers in the comment section. May the Force be with you. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and have a great day.